Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. So I want to just get a quick video up on the page. Tomorrow, I just recorded my favorite, kind of reminiscing on the Giants season of 2020, my favorite moments. That'll come out tomorrow because I want to put a little bit more effort, have some highlights and film actually to what I'm talking about. But today, I want to talk about some players that aren't really being talked about and some of my favorite storylines. So the Giants fired their analytical guy that was dating back from 1981, and that kind of sparked me to think a little bit about, teams evolving, especially the Giants, passing league, Patriots. Bill Belichick wants his revenge. Now, Colin Cowherd did have a topic I was thinking about. What Bill Belichick just retires? Is his head in it anymore? Is his heart in it really anymore? He loves football, but I could just see him being I don't want to rebuild again. But I can also see him going all in on this year, modernizing. Alabama, we compare Alabama to the Patriots. Nick Saban, kind of that just smart, historical coaches, know the game, know how to coach every single position, just very, very affluent, or I don't know, but just very smart. Let's just say that. And Bill Belichick hasn't really modernized. You had Nick Saban, who all of a sudden turned to wide receivers. He's like, okay, wide receivers are everything. I'll get 4 top 15 wide receivers and, back-to-back drafts or 2 back. You guys get the point. Waddle, Ruggs, Smith, Judy. What? That's crazy. And they also are still pumping on offensive linemen. People say the popular point has been, no, offensive tackles joining the league aren't good anymore. Well, how about last year's historical draft class, this year's historical draft class? I think offensive tackles are, they're doing pretty fine. They are developing. So I'm just so excited to see how Bill Belichick does it. Cap space. I said Pitts. If Pitts falls, because in the beginning Pitts wasn't really that hyped. If Pitts falls, you draft Pitts. Get that offensive weapon. I don't care who you get at quarterback. You can figure that out next year. Don't be desperate at quarterback, because when you're desperate at quarterback, you usually make mistakes. And the Cardinals, they had no quarterback going into that season. They had Sam Bradford. They were forced to get Josh Rosen, a guy that they probably didn't believe in 100%. Don't get complacent at quarterback. Get your guy or get a Teddy Bridgewater, and you know that you're going to move on him for years. Don't commit all this money to a guy you don't believe in. Don't. If you believe Mac Jones, I get it, sure. But don't commit yourself to a quarterback you don't want. So now you have all these opt-outs coming back in. I'm so excited to see what his plan is. Are they going to basically spend... But I don't think, Adam Humphries said this. I think he got cut the other day, but Adam Humphries said this. I don't want to join the Patriots. I want to beat them. That's the team we're looking for. Now the Patriots are the underdogs again. There may be a little bit of complacency because it's we're bad again, I guess. We could spend a couple years off, but you never know where you're going to go back. You never know when you're going to go back. The Patriots went 7-9. It was par for the course. It's what we all expected this year, and they actually outperformed in some games against the Chargers. But all they can do now is beat teams with bad quarterbacks. Or rookie quarterbacks. Justin Herbert is a good quarterback. That's all they can do at this point. They're a one-trick pony. Let them modernize, which basically means corners. Remember a couple years ago, their defense is already modernized. Get a bunch of corners that can work well together. Now they want to trade Stephon Gilmore. Not too sure. But they have some good late cornerback picks. They need to nail this draft. They haven't really done good over the past couple years because they've gotten low-key names. So when you look at a guy like a low-key name, it's if they all of a sudden play well, it's they had a pretty good draft. But in reality, if you look at the guys on the board that they could have gotten, hasn't really been that good. Hasn't really been amazing. But you have Chase Winovich. You have some pieces on that defense. I think they should just go full offense this year. Just be unrelentingly offense. Demir Bird was their best offensive player. You had guys like Jacoby Myers. That's not really the way to go forward. I think what they should do, go after wide receivers, pay them. It's $60 million, pay them. Create a new culture. You have to modernize. You have to do it. The Patriot culture isn't going to work anymore because Tom Brady was the culture. He really was. And Bill Belichick, if Nick Saban swallowed his whistle, and not really swallowed his whistle, but he modernized. And I don't know what do you want to do with the coaching staff with Josh McDaniels. Maybe bring somebody new. Bring somebody that's going to be attractive to other players. But they have an offensive line. It feels like they have that set. Even with Dante Scarnecchia leaving, they have that set. Get some playmakers, baby. And still draft offensive line. And as far as quarterback, I want to mention, I made a whole video about it. Cam Newton be fine. I know, but it seems like he's always injured. It's like, oh, he's dealing with injuries. Like, yeah, but when is he not dealing with injuries? Like, that's like a given with him now. That's what you have to build into the cake, you know? So there's not really that much left. You have the Dallas Cowboys look like they're going to keep Dak. The Raiders don't want to trade Derek Carr. What do you get, Marcus Mariota? Or this unknown guy named Gardner Minshew. Now, I used to call him Garbage Time Minshew, or I didn't really have a good name. Garbage Time. Yeah, Garbage Gardner. The second quarter felt like, or in the second half, always felt like, oh, you know, they're losing by 20 points, and then he came back. It's like, oh, he has a good stat line. But this dude can run around, he can play, he can make explosive plays. The Jaguars are drafting Trevor Lawrence. I think he has a good skill set. There's things he needs to improve on. He doesn't have the biggest arm. That may be a problem in the AFC East, but he has that leadership ability. He can galvanize. See what you got. Bring him in. Trade for a 6th-round pick for him. You have enough draft capital. Just go up and select him. I think that he, behind this offensive line, is a sturdy offensive line. Give him some weapons. See what he can do. Take a flyer on him. He's cheap. I love Gardner Minshew in a way. You know, I love the fact that he's like an underdog mentality. He puts in a lot of work, and he also likes to have fun. And I think that could really do a good job with attracting players. Nobody's talking about Gardner Minshew. Nobody is. But I think he'll be a good addition for the New England Patriots. We can start going into the film and stuff, but it's a take. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.